Could you send
Hello, guys. Yes, so welcome to today's session where we're going to cover an introduction to reverse engineering. Yes, so we're going to start at exactly 8:10. We're trying to buy time so that others can join, and also we are setting up a few things. Yeah, so I'm Alex Moniki, the GDC cybersecurity lead, and just Patrick will lead us in today's session. Yeah, so let's wait for 8:10 and then we can get started. You can share the link to your friends and ask them to join also.
Next.
Yes, so once again, good evening, guys. So we had promised to start at 8:10, and we'll keep that promise. Yes, so as I said earlier, we are starting the introduction to reverse engineering, and we are going to talk especially. We have seen that most WhatsApp versions, the modded ones, are being burnt, and so we want to see like how are these versions created, the modded versions, and they occur in the process known as reverse engineering, where you take like the source code of an app and then alter it and modify it in your own way to create something that you like. Like now, the way we have the GB WhatsApp, the Yo WhatsApp. Yeah, I'm not sure about them. Normally, I'm just an original person. I use the original version of stuff. Yeah, so I have just Patrick here with me, and he's going to take us through today's session. Yeah, so in case of any questions, we have a Q&A part, which I'm activating right now. Yeah, and we also have the chats where you can share your ideas also. Yeah, the session is also being live streamed on our GDSC channel, YouTube. Yeah, you can also share your learnings on Twitter. Yeah, so just Patrick, up onto you.
I don't know. Can you give me rights to share my screen?
Yeah, I think you can share your screen. I've given you access.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me reload. Hello. I believe my screen is visible, right?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Just Patrick or Patrick on the interwebs. I'm here to give you a session on reverse engineering. I give this session at DevFest Nyeri. But I guess we can have a bit. I guess in this session we have a bit more time to go through the concepts on reverse engineering. And the title is reverse engineering, which is deconstructing websites, private APIs, and mobile apps. So the basis of reverse engineering is deconstructing things. Okay, developers engineer things. You, as a reverse engineer, you deconstruct them or you reverse their engineering process. It's no new thing. That's what China is mostly known for. The so-called fake products, they just reverse engineer the physical engineering that has been put into the original ones, and then they create um, generic ones. Uh, Feel free to kuweka anything kwa chat. I hope everybody here understands Swahili. I'm usually tempted to mix a little bit of Swahili when I'm talking to wenzangu wananchi. So feel free to ask any questions you want on the chat or on the QA. So let's go. So as I said, my name is Just Patrick. My actual name is Patrick Oyero, but on the web I go by Just Patrick. These days I'm calling myself a full stack cross-platform developer. It's a fancy name I came up with when I wanted to be unique hapa kwa internet. So basically I do uh, mobile web and desktop applications, websites, mobile apps, and so on. I've been doing development for, I don't know, maybe I'm heading towards my 5th or 6th year. Yeah. So I've been doing quite a lot of projects. If you go check out my website, I've been doing projects on desktop apps, websites, and mobile apps. But in all these projects, one common thing that has always been coming up is I've had to reverse engineer a certain product in order to complete a certain feature in one of my projects. So that's how I jumped into. I got into reverse engineering, and it's been a wonderful journey. And I would like to share that knowledge with you today. So I'm just going to rush through the all the jargons and the definitions, because I would like today's topic today to be mostly for demos so that you can actually see how it works. So reverse engineering involves analyzing a product or a system to understand its design and functionality. So it is that simple. You just want to analyze how something works and how specific features are achieved. Um, its importance is for product improvement innovation. So if you are a competitor, for example, let's say you're Samsung and iPhone has just released a new cool feature in one of their apps, and you would want your Samsung phone to also have that feature. You can go ahead and try to reverse engineer the iPhone feature and try to understand how it works so that you can also include it in your user base. You can also it ranges all the way from hardware to software, so you can be analyzing another product so that you can improve it. um, it is also used to understand it is also used for understanding and documenting. So I'll give you a quick example. At work, I'm mostly working with a hardware device. That's a charger. I'm working for a company that does EV charging stations, basically charging stations for electric bikes. And we received a charger from our manufacturer, but the manufacturer did not give us the documentation on how to operate the charger. The charger operates based on Bluetooth. So basically had nothing, and all the manufacturer was offering was, they told us we can pay $2,000 so that we can get a look at the source code and we can figure it out from there. So they refused to give us the documentation. We have the charger. So, and I was building an app for it, and I needed to know how to communicate with the charger on my own. So what I had to do was I had to reverse engineer their app. They had their own app. I had to reverse engineer their app, as well as the Bluetooth functionality of the charger, so that I can create documentation. because it was not existing. So it's quite useful for when you don't have, so when something is not documented. So for example, you land a cushy job at a bank, and most bank systems are running on legacy code, or and there's little to no documentation. If you have the skills of reverse engineering, it will be much more easier for you to create the documentation through perusing through the code and connecting things together. So it's quite important in that. Also for security analysis and vulnerability assessment. So this is where, for example, I don't know, it's HackerOne. There's a website. I don't know if it's called Hacker. I don't know if it's HackerRank. Hopefully, yeah. No, it's not HackerRank. There's a website where you are paid to. Yes. So this website, they have a bug bounty program where you report bugs that you find in a system. I think Safaricom is also listed in this website. So you can see here bug bounty. So you discover bugs in a specific software and you report them and you're paid by the company. So reverse engineering is like the first step in that process of trying to identify bugs. In this case, you're working as a white hacker. You're not hacking the product in order to cause any harm, but you're hacking the product in order to report security vulnerabilities in the system. And reverse engineering is always the first step in that thing. So reverse engineering is not hacking exactly; it is just one of the steps of hacking. Some people want to know this knowledge so that they can hack. I hope ile knowledge mtapata hapa, you'll use it for positive things, because this knowledge can be used for both good and negative purposes. And here I'm giving examples of some products that have been created based on reverse engineering. We have GB WhatsApp, Your WhatsApp. There's so many. I used to use so many of them. I think after the first ban, there was a ban a few years ago before the one that you're experiencing right now. I decided to just switch to the official WhatsApp. Uh, there's YouTube Vanced, allows you to watch YouTube videos without ads and so on. There's an app called Lucky Pacha. I don't know, maybe most of you don't know that, but Lucky Pacha was used to remove ads from games and remove payments from paid apps. Yeah, so that's the importance of reverse engineering. I want to go through the process of doing reverse engineering. So the first step is an analysis. So you focus on gaining a comprehensive understanding of the target system. So in this case, we can take the system to be WhatsApp. You want to analyze WhatsApp. How does WhatsApp work? You want to have a very comprehensive understanding of how exactly WhatsApp behaves and acts and so on. This is where you examine the components, structure, and behavior of the system. For example, let's say unataka you want to grab that money. Yeah, Safaricom. I don't know how much Safaricom rewards wase for bug bounties. Bug bounty. Yeah, utaenda ucheki tu hapo. So let's say you want to grab a bug bounty kutoka Safaricom, and unataka maybe kutarget the My Safaricom app. So what you do is you analyze the My Safaricom app, every single component, every single feature of the My Safaricom app. Ukifungua the My Safaricom app, ni feature gani zenye ziko kwa hiyo app? Kuna kubuy bundles, kuna kudeposit, kusend M-Pesa, kuna all those. So you analyze how they work. You click this button, it takes you here. What happens, like una-analyze how the app is working. And in this case, you unaweza tumia tools like debuggers, disassemblers, network analyzers to inspect the code, data flows, and communication protocols. Now, this sentence is quite complicated because this reverse engineering, I'm not just covering it for mobile apps. I'm also doing it for websites. In this case, unaweza tumia debugger, disassembler. I can just open maybe kama hii HackerOne is loading. My internet is not great. I can demo kenye nasema hapo about debuggers. So that one is taking way too long. I don't know which website we can demo. Wacha tujaribu eCitizen. Let me clear the network. Usishtuke ukiona a lot of things happening. they're not as scary as they look. So here I'm in the network tab of my browser. I want to monitor which network requests are sent out by the eCitizen website. So hapa tu nitakuwa nikiona all the requests zenye zinaenda, because nimewaambia one of the tools you use is the network analyzers. In this case are the network tools hapa kwa the browser. I don't know, can you guys still see my screen? Help. Alex anasema sema help. By kuna watu wameni approach ananiambia nijaribu kuingia system ya help. You can be jailed by the. Is no joke. You can be jailed. Wacha tujaribu na help. So can have a small request. Can the others please confirm that they can see my screen? Because I don't know if my internet is poor.
The screen is clear on my end. Unless kuna mtu akona issue, you can just notify us.
Yeah, you can put it on the chat. Yeah. So we are in the help system. So hapa tunaangalia like the network requests that are sent out to help. So here you're just seeing like these are requests for the CSS files. CSS files are just for styling and so on. But you can click on that to filter the API requests. So here we are seeing the help website is using PHP. Juu hapa tunaona an admin -ajax.php, and that is a post request for wase wenye wamesoma about sending request. That is a post request. They are sending back some data hapa. We don't know what this data means, but we're just trying to deconstruct how the website is working based on this request. Tuko na another request here. That's a get request here, as you can see. And the response, this is the response back. Now, I don't have a help account and I don't want anyone to give their details hapa zikuwe leaked. But your screen is not clear. I think Ann anasema haiko clear. I don't know, maybe zooming in. Because the others are saying it's good. I think Ann Apple, maybe it might be the connection on your side. Sorry, I hope it gets clear soon. So here we're just seeing the network request made by help. We can switch maybe to like loans and see which network requests are sent. Kuna hii admin.ajax. There's some things happening here, okay? There's some widget icon. You see, here we are we are analyzing how the website is working. We can also check like the HTML that they are requesting. So this is the request for getting the HTML that you're seeing here. Loans portal. Here you can see the HTML. You can see the response. You can see here the HTML into HTML that is being gotten back from the server. So maybe there are some things here that they're hiding using CSS, but here in the HTML, you can see everything that is coming back from the server. So that was just an example of using a network analyzer or a debugger. I don't know what website can we demo. Nilikuwa nataka kuwa show a debugger, but for now, I'll not show you a debugger. We can move that to maybe to a future session if you want to like how to use a debug, because here we're just doing an introduction. I don't want to overload you guys. Now, these tools are used to inspect the code, the data flow, and the communication protocols. Sai tumeweza kuona the code. We have been able to see the data flow when we click on this, when you click on that. That's how the data flows, and the communication protocols. In this case, this is if we open up this, we are seeing the communication details hapa. This is a HTTPS request, such and such, such and such. We can see that the data that they are sending back, the content type is text HTML. We are seeing a lot of details here just by using the network analyzer, and the same thing for using a debugger or the disassembler. Now, the next step after doing analysis is documenting. Make sure to document whatever you are finding. Here I'm trying to open my Obsidian so that I can show you a sample of me documenting something. I was reverse engineering. Oh my, I do not want to show you that. So that's work stuff, the one that I was telling you about. Let me see. Reverse engineering, Masoko. So I was doing Masoko and I was also doing M-Pesa. I'll zoom in to show you guys. Ooh, okay. Let me move that back. Okay, so I was doing reverse engineering for the Masoko app. This I also demoed it in the presentation. And here you can see me documenting everything. So when I decompiled the Masoko app by Safaricom, it's a shopping app. Yes, zoom in kiasi. Okay, so here is a function in the Masoko app. Okay, the Masoko app is written using React Native. So React Native is basically JavaScript. So here I was just documenting. I'm pretty sure says onyesha clearly everything, but here I was just documenting everything. So each function, so here there's a function to search criteria and so on. The status code, yeah. So here I am explaining I'm documenting every single process. You can even see the arrows, right, connecting different slides. So this is an export. So this is I found this code within the Masoko code base that shows the server that the API requests are going to. That is API.masoko. I found the access token for their Firebase, and so on and so forth. Now, these details, usipige screenshot. Again, as I'm telling you, you can't get jailed if you use this information illegally. Now, I'm showing how they're using it, and so on. I'm just trying to demo me documenting every single thing I'm finding out from the Masoko. I also found the framework that they use to build the whole backend. So they use this framework from Adobe, and this is a link to the website. So up and this was like the boilerplate they used to build the whole documentation. Yeah, this is the link. So here I'm just gathering. It's not structured. I'm just trying to structure it from everything that I'm gathering when I'm going through the source code. So that's the thing. Record your findings and insights. Use diagrams, flowcharts, and other visual representations of the system architecture. The goal is to produce documentation that serves as a reference. Now, again, the goal is to produce documentation that serves as a reference for future understanding and modification of the system. Now, in this case, kama ni hizo example ya WhatsApp, ya hizo GB WhatsApp and so on. Now, they document every single feature of WhatsApp. They see how it works. And then now when they're adding more features like hiding blue ticks, wanaona they were able, for example, in GB WhatsApp, can someone tell me on chat what is the biggest feature that of GB WhatsApp? Ni nini inafanyanga wa download the GB WhatsApp? One of the biggest features. And I want to explain something on that. Just put it in chat. One of the biggest features of GB WhatsApp or FM or any of those WhatsApps. Alex anasema ghost viewing status or chats. Okay, let me take zote, yeah. So yeah, status saving and so on. So for wacha nichukue for example status saving and then I go to the other. So like status saving, those people they gained access to the WhatsApp source code. I will show you how to gain access to that. This is let me open up. So this is the WhatsApp source code I'm showing you here in VS Code. I think all these things should be here. I'm going to zoom into my VS Code. So this is the WhatsApp source code. I'll show you how I got to this. So I say they got this, the resources and so on. I don't know, org. There should be like a res folder. Okay, so to jump into this a bit later, Jusai, najua ita take time and I want to go through the speaking points haraka haraka. So they got access to this. They started documenting every feature and now I can find out, oh, so this is the URL where every status is saved. Okay, so all we need to do is just get that URL, okay, that is sent back by the backend and create a download button. Okay, so the WhatsApp, the official WhatsApp app haikuonyeshi that feature, but that feature is there in the code. It is there in the response of every status. There is a URL for that video of that status, for that image of that status. So all they did is create a button or a feature around that thing that is already in the source code. That's the thing. So my point here was just documenting. When you document stuff, you can have it for future reference. The last thing is reconstructing. So you've already made changes to this WhatsApp code base. So hatutakuwa na hiyo time ya to make changes and then to build an APK from this. But you can definitely build an APK from the source code. After now you made the changes to the source code, now you build an APK with the extra features. That is the reconstruction process. Now, use the insights gained through analysis to create or modify the system. This may include writing new code, modifying existing new code, or integrating the understanding gained from reverse engineering. So here I'm going to show you an example here of I don't know, it's not appearing. I want to show you mtu mwenye asha reconstruct. I don't have an example of a GB WhatsApp, but here I can show you, there's a YouTube I use on this other phone, YouTube Vanced. Okay. So this YouTube Vanced, oh my goodness, ina fail during demo. Okay. But this YouTube Vanced inakuanga na feature kadhaa hapo kama kudownload a video, kuona bila ads and so on. So this is an app and it was already reconstructed after they modified the source code. Yeah, so that's the reconstruction. So there are some few challenges that you will encounter when doing reverse engineering. The first thing, the code that you get after decompiling an APK or getting the source code of a website, it is not pretty, okay? Most of the time it is obfuscated, meaning iko in a manner yenye haiko as clean. It's not the way the developer anaicode. Hautaiona the same way the developers wao wanaiona on their side. Wewe utaiona in a way that it has been converted from machine code into the Java or the JavaScript or the Kotlin. Utaiona haitakuwa as readable, okay? When the code that you get. So you need to have skills on knowing what to look for and how to look for it. Sorry. The other thing is incomplete information. So when you've decompiled an APK, some things might be missing, okay? Some things were not successfully decompiled, na ziko blank. And of course, you don't have the full information as the developers have. The next thing is dynamically changing systems. So our say when wanafanya GB WhatsApp, they must keep up with WhatsApp changes. That's why unashinanga inakuforcingi install the latest version, because WhatsApp may introduce a breaking change in their backend, meaning that the GB WhatsApp needs to reflect that change, yeah, the original system. Okay. Now, whenever the original system changes, you need to account for those changes. Now, it might be tiresome to keep up with the changes in that system. That's why unapatanga for a good number of GB WhatsApp apps, they sell your data. Wanauza your chats, ndo wapate pesa, because there's a lot of work to keep up with that. Overcoming these challenges requires combination of technical expertise, creativity, persistence. Me yenye naweza ambia, the key thing is persistence, okay? Sometimes you spend a whole 2 hours just looking for one specific thing in that source code. You need to be persistent, okay? But once you're persistent, you can learn a lot, you can create a lot of things. So leo tutakava tu Android reverse engineering. So if you will enjoy this session, naweza ambia Alex to request another session yenye tunaweza pitia more deeper into Android reverse engineering, and then pia maybe tunaweza pitia website reverse engineering ama API reverse engineering. So in Android reverse engineering, there's some tools you need. So what the first tool, okay, the first thing is you need an APK extractor. Zamani, you could get the APK of an app very easily from your phone, but these days it's not as easy. So the first tool you'll use is an APK extractor. Let me show you an example of an APK extractor. Okay, so niko na hii app. I downloaded it from the Play Store. Now when I open this app, you can just search APK extractor on Play Store. It's going to load all of the applications that are in my phone. Okay, so if I want the APK of any app, let's say your WhatsApp, I just search WhatsApp and then I click on it, and it's going to be extracted to my file manager. So there nimepata the APK. Now you can transfer this APK to your laptop or desktop, and after transferring it here, you are going to come to this website. I don't know if I show it in one of these slides. Did I show it? Yes, this website. So there's this website here, javadecompilers.com. Okay, drag that APK into that website, and it's going to decompile that APK. So hapa you see, I decompiled the WhatsApp APK, and now I can download the source code as a zip. Okay, so first step, get the APK. Let me close that. Get the APK using APK extractor. There's also a way of using ADB, ama kuna hii tool inaitwa JADX. Okay, JADX, I think it's a Linux tool. I don't know if it's available for Windows, most likely. So this is the JADX. So this is an app that is running on your computer. So this is an alternative if you don't want to upload the APK to the website. The website usually takes quite some time. You can use this tool to decompile the APK. Now decompiling is just getting the code from the APK. So here you see I decompiled the APK for WhatsApp, and here I have the assets folder and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, we focus on APK files, bytecode, and other resources. For now, tutakava two APK files. So I have a question before I continue. So far, are we together with everyone? Anyone have a question so far? You can type in the chat so that I can know if tuko sawa. Saying, if you have a question, please ask it in the chat. Or if everything is okay, type on the chat, it's okay. I want to confirm I'm not presenting to myself. Kidogo hapo. Okay, thank you, Kylon. Thank you, Conrad. Thank you. Okay, I'm free. Yes. So yeah, so we've extracted the APK. Now the only thing we are left to is go through the source code. Now I'm going to after get the process, get the APK using APK extractor apps already be. Second, decompile the APK using JADX or an online decompiler. Third, deobfuscate the code using tools like Ghidra, NSA. So NSA, mnajua NSA, the National Security Agency of America, wao wenye wanafanyanga spying. So wao wali release an open source tool ya ku make the source code. Yes. All the tools that I'm telling you, actually the JADX is a Linux tool. As you can see, I'm on Linux right now. Kylon. Yeah. So all these tools should work on Linux. Actually, see, Linux is usually the best for, I don't know, coding, reverse engineering, hacking things. So all these tools are definitely available on Linux. So kuna hii tool ya Ghidra. So if the code is very ugly, you can use tools kama hii Ghidra to deobfuscate it. Okay? Hii jina ni kubwa maze. Deobfuscate. Okay, kuna JavaScript, kuna all languages. I want to show you the meaning. So it is to remove obfuscation. My goodness. Okay, to remove obfuscation from computer code. Okay, obfuscation. Let's search that. Nionyeshe. So obfuscation, the action of making something obscure or unclear. Okay, as I told you, the code that you get might be obscured or unclear, and this is the biggest likelihood for big apps kama WhatsApp. Okay, they have tools that could obscure the code yenye is gotten back from the server. So use a tool if necessary. The next thing, pull out critical data from the code. This is like URLs, configs, API keys, and so on. So for example, what I showed you for Masoko, I was able to pull out the as what is this? I was able to pull out their config. So this was their config. Okay, I was able to pull out the URLs that they are using. So this is the URL that they're using for images. Okay, and like, yeah, pull out this important, pull out the things that you want to pull out. But most of the time, nakwanga URLs. I'm a configs. Yeah. Now again, when I'm presenting these things, it's not just for malicious purposes. The security team in an organization employs things like reverse engineering. You as an Android developer, you as a website developer, you need to learn how reverse engineering is done so that you can protect yourself from it. Now, after you've pulled out the critical data, you can use vitu kama grep. Grep is a Linux tool. Guys, even if you use Windows or Mac, please learn Linux. Please, okay? You'll find there's a lot of advantages and there's a lot of good tools on Linux. So use grep or VS Code search to search for these things. Go through the code and the assets, use your eyes. So I want to go straight into the demo because we don't have much time. For WhatsApp, I haven't done anything for WhatsApp, okay? So pia mimi niko blind in this na nimekuambia this thing usually takes hours. But let's see. So the first thing, I have the WhatsApp source code. I want to try and find out if I want to try, I want to look for all of the URLs, all of the links that are in the code base, because maybe I might find an API link ndani ya code base, okay? So, and all URLs zinaanzanga na HTTP, ama HTTPS, and so on. So I'm going to search for HTTP, okay? Can I zoom out a bit, please? I don't know, if is it still visible at that zoom level where we can have more content? Is it still visible?
Yeah, iko visible.
Okay, great. So here, so nimesearch HTTP. Wacha niweke HTTPS, how a URL looks like. And I'm seeing some links here. Amazon, AWS, East. So, so this might be the server where the data is imewekwa. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Does WhatsApp use AWS? What's WhatsApp AWS? I'm just trying to understand how they do this. These both are pure and psychological thing. You need to, does WhatsApp use AWS? Does WhatsApp backend? Which cloud platform does WhatsApp use? So here you can just open it and see if they use AWS, because maybe this link might be important. Tunaona hapa execute API US East, wanatumia the Eastern data center ya AWS ya US. So, I mean, that might be important. So you can add that to the documentation yako. These other things are just, they're not useful. So I'm going to remove this from my search. Notices you are in a TXT files hazina haja. I don't have any importance for YouTube. Strings.xml. While I'm doing this, can you please type on chat if you've ever done Android development? Please type in the chat whether you've done Android or web development, or if you haven't done any development, please type in the chat so that I can know the attendees, Donny Taylor. Yeah, so here I'm seeing this is the strings file. This link is not useful. It's just a link to the official website, so that's not useful. Let me close this file. Google sign in, that's not useful. Okay, so I'm just looking for their API requests. where is that? Where is the server? I'm just looking for that. Okay, and so on. So there's so many. You see, there are 235 results. Okay, Android with Flutter, Android with Java, and React Native. Please, all the others, please, I ask you to please type in maybe what development you have experience in, or whether you have any experience in development. Yeah, passkeys, and so on. So there's so many results. I want to double down. I want to go specifically. I want to look for the keyword API. 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 Wacha tuangalie. Juu a lot of backends zinakuanga na /API. So that's what I want to search for. /API. Let me see. What can I get? So there is none here. So, oh, yes. So, tumeona, this is where WhatsApp, all of the stickers and the GIFs that you use, WhatsApp, they use this website, jiffy.com, okay? So, this is the service yenye WhatsApp wanataka kutumia. So, for example, if you are building a WhatsApp clone and you wanted to know, hey, where do WhatsApp get these GIFs, right? Sahi uko sawa, sahi you know, this is where they get. So, whatever, when you open hapo kwa GIFs ama stickers, ufungue hapo ukitype a message. When you write search, okay, whatever you type into the search, wanakujanga wanaweka hapa, okay? I don't know if I should open my own WhatsApp niwaonyeshe. I hope hakuna anything personal. Sijui kama kuna anything personal yenye nitaharibu maneno hapa. Which chat can I just open? Okay. Let me share. Nataka kuonyesha hii kitu because ndo muone this is the real stuff that's happening here. Okay. So here I'm in the React Native Kenya group. I'm one of the admins there. So whenever I click on this, okay, and then nikuje hapa to GIFs, okay. So these GIFs zenye zitaload hapa are coming from this API. I already know. So this is where WhatsApp gets their GIFs. And whenever I click here, okay, nianze kusearch salute, okay. Hii salute has been passed on to this str array. This is not imagination. This is the actual thing that is happening, okay. This is not a demo. This is the real world, okay. This is where that salute imeitwa string array hapo to api.jiffy.com. And even if we go to jiffy.com, you that take long to load because those GIFs are heavy. Yeah. So hapo tumefind one thing just by searching. Unaona hapa. So wako na trending, they are making a request to the trending. So I'm guessing he API request to jiffy.com/trending. That is what is shown as the first result. Before I search for a specific GIF, okay, these are the GIFs that are shown here. Trending, okay? And here we are seeing they are passing their API key. So WhatsApp wako na API key yao ya kutumia jiffy.com, and that is what is being passed here. Okay? Oh, hapa we are seeing some good stuff hapa. We are seeing the rating. So that wasikuonyeshe GIFs zenye ziko na any nudity ama so what, there's wana passing rating of PG-13. See? Tuko ndani, we are trying, we are learning these things, okay? So this is the API key, okay? Of course, nimewambia iko obfuscated. This is not the actual variable name that the developers are seeing. But let's see, if we search for this in the code base, what will we find? Okay, let's search. Oh, okay, no. Let's search for this, whatever, this string. So I'm seeing, okay, I'm going to pin itapin hii ndo isifungike. That folder imetusaidia. Oh, so there's this file. So I'm guessing this C58 and so on, I'm guessing this is a file, okay? And this no, juu tuko Java, this is a class. Okay, I'm an instance of a class. For reverse engineering, you need to learn languages. You don't need to be a master. I'm not a master of Java, but I know the general syntax of Java. So I'm assuming this is a class. This is an instance of a class ya Java yenye iko na function ama property yenye inaitwa A0H. Of course, this is not the official name. Now, let me see if I can search for this file in VS Code. I'm going to hit Command P. I'm going to paste. Okay, I did not copy that. Let me copy. Let's hope this is a file. Yes, it is a file. So si ndio hii hapa hiyo file. Okay, so I'm opening that file. So this is where all those variables are declared. Now, what you are seeing right now is obfuscated code, of course. Unaona venye inakaa, looks really ugly. Okay, but naona their API key is A0H. I'm going to copy that and search it in the file. Ndo hiyo. Okay, so A0H ndo hii hapa. A0H. It is declared. Okay? Where are they setting it? I want to see which function is setting this variable. Sijui, I hope you are confused. I'm trying to show you. I'm learning the flow. I'm deconstructing. I'm seeing this variable set here, this file. I'm trying to connect the dots. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, connecting the dots. So this A0H, which is the variable that holds WhatsApp or the API key for Giphy.com, it is being set by this function. A000. Now, iko hivi juu iko obfuscated na pia tumedecompile from machine. Okay? So, how many minutes left? So, 6 minutes. So, I can continue on and search for this function. Hii function ni nini? Ama hii kitu yenye iko obfuscated. Can I see this? Can I search for that anywhere else in the code base? Ama ni search for this A00 whatever function. A00, Control C. Let me search for it. A00. So this is where it's being declared. You can see mi naendelea tu pole because right now I am hunting for that API key. I'm looking for where it is stored. Okay? Now we can even shorten tujaribu kutafuta, do they have a config object? Okay? Juu kwa config ndo wase huwa wanaweka API key zao, nini URL, vitu kama hizo. Huko ndiko wase wanaekanga. So I'm just looking for the config keyword in any Java file. Okay? So hapa unaweza hata filter by files. So I want .java files. Okay? I want the word config. I want it so pia ina capture config ikiwa in another word. No, I want the name config pekee. So nita click on this match word. Okay. So ndo naiona hapo. So wako na config. Now, hapa hatuna any, we're not going anywhere right now because we don't have enough time. So, there's this .config. Now we can start crawling, trying to see hii itatupeleka wapi. Now, sahi, we have not done any inaitwaje deobfuscation. So, hii code iko super unreadable. Okay? So, we can look for a tool that could deobfuscate this code. Ndo hizi names, these variable names, zimatch venye developers wanaziona. So for now, we'll have to settle with the way this code looks. Wow, I hope that was not too much. But wase wenye wanafanya Android, hata mnaweza ona si mnatumianga hii kwa Java, find view by ID. I remember in my Java class in third year, I remember this thing. Okay? Now, tunaweza search for something else as I end. Let's search for something that we can see on the WhatsApp app. Message. Okay, let's search for the word message ndani ya code base. Message. Let's search for that word. Message. Pia tunatafuta sasa the word message. Let's search it as a word. Nataka pia image case. Juu tumeona hapa the placeholder, hii placeholder iko capital M message. Okay, nataka kutafuta. I'm trying to see where is that component in the source code. Okay. wacha niweke space, ama most likely itakuwa ndani ya string, itakuwa ndani ya quotations juu ni placeholder. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Message, edit product, catalog. Catalog si ni mambo za WhatsApp business ka ushaiona. Right? Contact info, product, deep link, cart. Hizi ni mambo za WhatsApp business. View product catalog. So tumeona ndani ya the official WhatsApp hub pia kuna mambo ya WhatsApp business and so on. So there we are, okay? I would love to dive deep into this, but I would start, hiyo itabidi nianze kuwa a Twitch streamer, nikistream 5-hour sessions of reverse engineering, because I told you it takes some time. For some other apps, it doesn't take as much time, especially for React Native apps. Personally, I think they are one of the easiest apps to reverse engineer. As I told you, I did do reverse engineering for the Masoko app, and nika deobfuscate the Masoko app. So I don't know. We can view it as a final as we are finishing up. So hapa, this is the actual for whom mwenye anafanya React Native ndo hiyo code, okay? This is the React Native code being written by Safaricom engineers, right? Na nikifanya the config, nikisearch for config tena hapa, config equals, right? Hivyo, right? So I can be searching on viewability config. What I'm searching for is what I showed you here, the config object. Let me show you this here in the document. Let me show you it in the VS Code, right in the source code as I finish up. So get product, ndo hiyo function. So this is a function that is going to this. So what I'm just trying to demo to you guys is that you can get the source code for any app, for any website, and go through it. When you're going through it, learn how to search for things that you want. What are you looking for? Now, after you've done that, you can now go on to inject code into the app yenye unataka. Okay? So maybe hapa I might want to create another folder yenye inaita my feature.jsx, and then nianze kucode, and then nikishamaliza kucode hiyo feature ni inject. Now this is not an easy feat, this is not easy stuff, hizi vitu nasema ya kuinject code, but it is very much possible, and that is how vitu kama GB WhatsApp and all of the clones for other products are done, the Instagram clones and so on. Now, as I finish up, can I get an extra 5 minutes, Alex, just to finish up?
Oh yeah, actually tunafaa kumaliza 9:30.
Oh,
Have
and I
time.
was rushing. Okay. So, what to search for? Okay, search for HTTP endpoints. Okay. Next thing, search for keywords visible in the app. Sasa nimewashow, nimesearch for the message keyword. Okay, kama ni app ya help, search for hiyo kitu yenye unataka kusearch. Okay. Before I go on, government apps are the government apps and websites, they're the most vulnerable stuff. Okay. I know I said it in Nyeri, but I'm going to continue repeating it. Now, if you get I know you guys are going to get into the industry and start working, get government contracts. Please build solid products, because the Kenyan government services, sisi tu it's just that hakuna mtu mwenye ako interested in attacking us, but we are very vulnerable. Our products are very vulnerable. Okay, so if you want to give a try on reverse engineering something ama hacking, though ukishikwa si mimi, try a government app, try a government website, try the help website. I'm very sure utajua. You'll find some interesting stuff in there. So search for keywords, search for prefixes like API, token, config. Sinimwasho hapo as I was searching for nimwasho, what is that? Come on. Okay, why my laptop imeanza kuhema? Okay. Ama what's wrong? Let me close VS Code. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Kwa nataka ni demo hii on Linux because that's where most of my stuff is. Code. So search for jina kama token kama config. Hapa ni venye unajaribu kupata the juicy stuff. Okay? Search for service names like jina database kama Firebase, MySQL. Utapata msee ameweka password ya database. Hapo tu kwa code. Yeah? Ndo mkiandika your mobile apps mjue all those things they can be found. Just because app imekuwa compiled, all those things can be found. So don't put your passwords in your mobile apps, in your APKs. Don't put passwords in your websites, okay? Because anything that is running on a user, the user has access to it. Kama kitu is not running on the server, assume it to be public thing, okay? I want you guys to remember that if something is not running on the server, it is public. It is public. So be sure, am I ready to make these things public? Am I okay with making my Firebase URL public? Or should I put that in the backend? Okay, that is how you make decisions. What should be in the backend? What should be in the front end? Okay, now backend hosting. Unaweza search for jina AWS, Render, Heroku. Those are the common places zenye wase wana host ndani ya source code. So you search for those names. Search for Heroku, search for Firebase, search for that. You are trying to get the you are trying to see where the database is stored, where the backend is stored. That is if kama unataka kufanya an alternative app. That is why you're searching for these things and so on. I'll show you an example of all these things. I was supposed to give you an example of reverse engineering the Masoko app, which is right here. Nishawashow kuget the APK. Okay. After kuget the APK unapatanga sources. Let's see, kwa Nyeri, in the GDSE Nyeri niliwaambia kwa hii code base ni hii code base ama ya M-Pesa, kuna yenye ilikuwa na memes. I think ni M-Pesa. Let's look at the M-Pesa code base. This is just an introduction. Sitaenda into any specifics. Let's look at let's sijui kama niko nayo M-Pesa. M-Pesa no. Is it this? VS Code is going to hang. Let's give it some time. Let me. VS Code is so heavy. So for like 2 years, I had switched to Vim. VS Code is so heavy. So wacha tutumie Vim for now because haita tax the machine. So CD, let's say into RE. I'll zoom in kidogo tu. CD into reverse engineering. Can you see the terminal? Sahi, I am not able. Let me.
Yeah, inaonekana.
Okay, nice. So I have a bunch of stuff hapa. So let's go into M-Pesa. Let me open that in Vim. That's not going to help because I wanted to show the thing in December. I said that there were memes in their source code and I want to show proof. Okay, so if you jump into the resources folder, okay, ukicompile a Java app, so this is the meme yenye nawaambia, sijui kama mnaweza ona, unaiona?
Inaonekana.
So this hapa tumeingia tu kwa assets folder, so hiyo ni mwalieka hapo ya connection failed. Kuna ingine ya looking .gif, right? So okay, the M-Pesa devs were just having some fun, right? So if I go into resources, so as long as you know the normal folder of a Java project, utajua where the source code is. I'm guessing iko kwa sources com, then si mnaona hapa Alipay. So M-Pesa wanakuanga, so with this you can see that there are some things that M-Pesa is using from Airbnb, okay? And from Airbnb kuna hii stuff inaitwa Lottie. Lottie is used for animations. Unaweza search kwa Google, after umesearch hivyo uangalie what is Airbnb Lottie. You're just trying, sasa inaonyesha tu just extracting information. Airbnb Lottie. Okay? So Lottie ni mambo ya kufanya animations. So kama umeona some cool animation yenye iko kwa the M-Pesa app, ndo hapa umejua they are getting it from this. Okay? See, reverse engineering doesn't have to be just for harmful things. It can be for discovering cool stuff that is being used by industry masters, right? So kama hapo tumejua that they're using Lottie, they're using some Alibaba service. I don't know what Alibaba service is. Kuna vitu wanatumia za Alibaba Pay, right? See? I think hiyo M-Pesa mini apps, ukifungua the M-Pesa app kuna kuanga na hizo mini apps zinatumianga some Alibaba SDK. Okay. What is this? Kuna some Facebook stuff, GitHub. So photo view. So if you're viewing a photo in the M-Pesa app, you're using this library called Photo View by Chris Baines. So hata unaweza enda research. So that's M-Pesa. So let's go down. Hope my screen is still visible. Let me zoom in a bit more. So sitafungua M-Pesa app yangu. Ningewaonyesha, lakini sitaki balance ya zero ionekane. But anyway, so kuna indo account tab ya M-Pesa, right? So kuna hapa mambo ya kucheck duplicate users. Fungue hiyo tuangalie. Let's see the source code. Interesting. Hii haiko deprecated, hii unaweza soma. So unaona mini apps. By just going through this code, the things you can find out about M-Pesa. Na ndani ya hii code, you might just discover a vulnerability in the M-Pesa app na uweze kuchukua hiyo 100k. I think ni 100k. Minimum, I think 50, 100 ndo wanapeananga for bug bounties. Hapa tu unaangalia. So kuna account info. Kama ushaifanya Java, this thing, you are going crazy seeing the Java code being written by Safaricom. Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay, are we accounting for create from parcel? Okay. So pole tu, bulk account, choose account info. Kuna mambo ya alarms, biometrics, M-Pesa app inakuitishanga fingerprint. So hapo unaweza angalia how they are doing the fingerprint authentication. Na unajua, for example here, if you are trying to look for a bug that you can get a bug bounty for to get your 50k ama 100k, unaweza fikiria hivi. So sometimes after you've added your fingerprint to the M-Pesa app, haikuitishangi M-Pesa pin. So you can do everything in the M-Pesa app with just using the fingerprint bila M-Pesa pin. So you can think, how can I manipulate this? How can I use this to my advantage? Can I find a vulnerability of using the fingerprint? Okay. Can I find where if the M-Pesa pin is stored locally on the phone, can I find a way to access it and steal it? Na niwaonyeshe, this is something anataka will use. Si juzi last year, M-Pesa was attacked by some Sudanese dudes, right? Na services ikaenda chini. Now, in that case, it was ilikuwa kitu inaitwa a DDoS of attack, a denial of service. I am assuming they flooded the M-Pesa servers with so many requests that servers zao zikashindwa ku maintain. But what if our say wa Sudan ama some malicious actor decided to actually attack us normal users, okay? So they would come to the source code, waangalie, wasome, wa look, okay, fingerprints, waanze kusoma hapo source code. Oh, okay, naona hapo wa develop a stupid loan app, okay, tuite loan app yetu Kopa Haraka. Na sasa Kopa Haraka, behind the scenes, it's a Trojan. Kopa Haraka is just trying to look, is just manipulating a vulnerability ya biometrics hapa, okay? So you can find this vulnerability, report it to M-Pesa and get the money, right? Change pin. Interesting. You see, hapa tunapata ndo hii pin, ndo hii UI ya kuchange the pin. Oh my goodness, nimesahau shortcuts za Vim. Poleni sana. Yeah, let me just show you change pin ndo tumalize mambo ya kuangalia source code, tuende to other things, change pin activity and so on. Okay? So if you want to do some reverse engineering, be open to kuonja about everything. I'm not a Flutter developer. I do React Native. But ukinipea source code ya Flutter, I'll be able to navigate a bit. I usually watch Flutter tutorials just for fun. Don't you understand? So this is how Flutter code is written. Okay. So that skill will help me not just in reverse engineering, but also in a job. I be hired at a company, waniangushia Flutter source code, I'll not sitakuwa complete noob, at least I'll know a bit. So if you reverse engineering, one of the advantages is that you get to learn how to read code. Because if you can read ugly code when you have done reverse engineering, you can most definitely read official code yenye umepewa at a company if you are a new recruit. There's something, what did I want to demo? The last thing yenye nilikuwa nadai kuwa show, because I'm a bit late, was the things I've been able to do with reverse engineering. So in mambo ya web, so reverse engineering nimwambia, one, you can use those skills with a reverse engineering to transition to doing what do we call it, analyzing security for product. Okay, so kuna wase, there's a career pekee ya security analysts kama hiyo nimeonyesha ya HackerOne. So these people, all they do is just look for security vulnerabilities, and these people earn money, like serious money. Imagine there's a guy discover a vulnerability in Google Cloud. Can you guess how much money he was paid? Na he demoed that vulnerability after Google alipatch, wakafix your vulnerability na wakamlipa, alionyesha the vulnerability, and it wasn't even that hard to find, and he was able to pocket, I think, I don't know if it was $50,000, even 5M. So there's people who do this as a career, security vulnerability, and one of the ways to get into that career is through reverse engineering. That's one of the things. Another thing is for you as a developer, okay? You need to understand how do people break down your products. Sai unatengeneza to do app for fun. Lakini in future, utapata job in a financial company building a fintech app, kitu similar to M-Pesa, ama a crypto app. You need to understand that you are releasing kitu yenye, you are holding people's money. Your code needs to be the quality that when a reverse engineer meshika, they won't be able to get the critical stuff out of it. So it is useful even for you as a developer. Now, the third one, yenye this is what I use reverse engineering for, is building products out of it. Now, these are the products I've been able to build out of it. Here I was supposed to demo eCitizen. So there's this website called libgen.is. Okay, so this website, you can go there and download any book you want. Okay, so last year niliamua nitaanza kusoma books and I discovered this website. Now hakuna app ya hii website na mimi nilikuwa nataka kusoma on my phone, and this website haiko fiti. Ukienda kwa website you will be able to access any book. So I decided, why not reverse engineer this website and build an app from what I will collect? And I did that. That is how I made this app called Livre. Okay, so this is an app, haiko on Play Store juu nikijaribu kuupload Play Store, Google ni block because it's illegal. Ni illegal, pole. So you can go and get it up on livrebooks.xyz. Hapa ni shameless plugs na plug vitu zangu, but bado nadai kuwa show what is possible. This app ukienda we download, is only for Android, it's an APK. This app, whenever you go through it, I want you to think that this app could not have existed were it not for reverse engineering. It solely relies on reverse engineering. So Livre, it's an app to read, download and read books. Okay. Now I'm continuing. I did for my final year project, the reverse engineer the KRA website, the iTax. That is iTax. Now, that is when I got to know how vulnerable government systems are, and I was able to build the KRA app, my KRA app. This is not released, bado haiko to the public, but it allows you to file taxes, apply for KRA, do all these things, right? Done through the knowledge of reverse engineering. Looking through their source code, getting the API requests that they are making, and using those API requests in the app. Currently, right now, I'm doing. If you go to my Twitter, I'm currently working. This is just for fun. Is Patrick a master's or an undergraduate student? Oh, undergraduate. Nifanya computer science. I graduated, was it last year? si okay. I graduated, I think, last year. Nilimaliza the year before, but I graduated last year. Hizi vitu usishtuke ati udhani juu niko very smart. If you have interest in it, you'll just find them out. Okay, Twitter is failing to load, but recently nilikuwa natengeneza app ya Oraimo. Okay, nani kuna mse ushaitumia ushaibuy kitu ya Oraimo, their earphones and so on. I really napenda products zao, si expensive sana na ni quality fiti. So after kubuy vitu kadhaa from Oraimo, nikadiscover hii website yao ikanibamba sana, and I decided why not make an Oraimo app, because hakuna, right? Na huwezi jua, I might be lucky, maybe nikiunda Oraimo wako interested, maybe wainunue. Sasa hii ni fantasy zangu, nakaanga hivyo tu nikifantasize on Sato when I'm working on the app. What if Oraimo after iko finish wainunue maybe $5,000, ndo you have a name imeingia, right? It's cool stuff. Like reverse engineering opens so much opportunities and so much knowledge in you. So that's enough of me bragging of the things that I've been able to do. Now, please do not take my bragging to view me as someone who is special. Just view me as a guy who has interest in gaining the knowledge, and I got it. It's nothing special. If you get interest in learning reverse engineering, you'll be able to do what I'm doing and even greater things like zenye nimefanya. Yeah, so I encourage you guys to go out, read about these things. Nitashare hizi slides to Alex. Go out, try these things, and nipe feedback yenyu. Nafikiria I have a WhatsApp group ya reverse engineering, though I'm not active hapo. I have so much work sahi, but later naweza add wase wenye wako interested, and I would like to cut it off there. Follow me ukienda tu to my website if you want to follow me. Wacha nijiplug tena. Unaweza enda patrickoero.xyz, hapo utapata all my, acha ni paste kwa chat, utapata all my socials, my GitHub, my LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn haiko. Basically my Twitter ndo mostly niko active. Yeah, reverse engineering. Nitatuma to Alex. I don't know. Sai sina access to WhatsApp, but nitatuma to Alex. Ama you can reach out to me Alex, and Alex unaweza share my number with the attendees. Reach out please to Alex.
Yeah,
Like, yeah. So I want to finish there. Any questions? Sir, any question session before we end? Dennis Oki is requesting presenter mode. Ni approve. Alex?
Hello?
hello. Yes,
Hello,
Dennis.
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so Patrick, what you've shown is very enlightening. I'm actually not from your university of Embu. I'm from KCA, and
Yeah.
I'm going through these Google developer clubs. I'm just
Yeah.
sort of benchmarking. I wanted to take over from the current leadership of GDSC, KCA, which
Yeah.
is it's horrible. It's horrible there. But what you have shown here is exactly what I want. What you guys, even the participants, we hold meetings there. We hold campaigns in KCA. It's hard to
Yeah.
even get 5 people. So what you guys have at University of Embu is impressive. What Patrick has shown is insane. I've never seen any Kenyan who can. This is honest from myself. I'm a third year. I didn't think we could. I would ever find someone
Hello?
outside of Strathmore,
Yeah.
outside the big universities. I didn't think I could find this level of proficiency. This guy has mastered cybersec. You're serious, like seriously testing these applications and stuff. Plus, you're building up. So I just checked your profile. You built the conversations websites, Indio.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very impressive from him.
Thank you.
The
Thank you.
only thing
Thank you.
that I would, because I'm more of I'm leaning towards the project management side more than software
Yeah.
engineering or anything, and more to the privacy uh, expert side. The only thing I
Yeah.
would criticize that I saw today that maybe I wouldn't agree with is the use of Google. But that's oh, it's okay. I'll give you the pass.
The use of
You use Google as a
Google
privacy
for
expert. No, just using Google.
search
Yeah,
engine. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Plus, you have Google One. I think so.
Yeah, I do have Google One.
Yeah. So maybe that's a story for another day. We are trying to
Yeah,
make,
we can.
but you
I
see,
would
there's a little
love
bit of
to talk about
hypocrisy.
that.
There's a little bit of hypocrisy where in the Google Developer Students Club, and I'm trying to preach to my guys, please don't use Google, but we are still. It's like that's
I I, I think we can set that for another time. We can talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
But
Yeah.
what I want, maybe someone will share your number because I want you to speak to. I want once I'm in charge, I will want you to speak to some people. Are you? But you're in Embu.
No,
We
actually I'm a graduate and I came from Dedan Kimathi University. I'm
voted
currently
that.
working. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I
Yeah.
was thinking, I wanted. We have a lot of people. If we could, before the year ends, if we could arrange that you come to KCA and just give a live presentation or something, just something to push these guys because people are so undermotivated. People don't even know how people are learning HTML and stuff like basic HTML. What's the stack? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Yeah.
That's what people are learning at third year. They're struggling with it. It's sad.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. But
I
anyways,
think
I'm impressed. All I wanted to say is I'm impressed by Patrick, and you guys have a good evening. You guys have a good setup here. Your GDSC is good. I have that mess to deal with, but I'll keep in touch with Patrick. I think uh, if there's a group for your GDSC, I'd like to join too, just to keep tabs. Any meeting with Patrick, I want to be there. Anytime he's presenting, I want to be there. He has so much knowledge, and yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Dennis. I think for the others, you can still it's still open. You can still ask your questions on chat or on mic. While I'm waiting for someone to ask a question or request something, I will give a few clarifications. So, first of all, as I said, I'm a graduate of Dedan Kimathi. I'm currently working as a software engineer, and Dennis, I think the state that you're saying your GDSE in is the same state that ours was, like a few, like when I was joining the Dan Kimathi, our GDSE was just growing, and previously it wasn't existent. The development, the actually not GDSE, but the developer community was not existent, but it started growing gradually by people like you, Dennis, who decide to put in the work. It's a heavy endeavor, but eventually, when you grow the developer community, you need to grow. But all I have to say is all the best in the endeavor of building the community, and I'll be happy to help out, give any talks. I can come by because I'd like to share all the knowledge and bring more people into software engineering or into tech uh, and grow the community. Yeah. Uh, I don't know. Is there any question from anyone, or should I cut it there? Maybe I didn't check QA. Okay, I don't think there's any question.
Hello, Patrick.
So, yeah.
I have a question, but it's out of topic. What distro are you using for Linux?
Oh, I'm using Pop OS.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be within topic, actually. It can be any question. Mimi kijana sina mambo mingi. Eh, Vim, when was that? In third year.
What I've realized with most
Yeah.
people who know how to code, if you just ask them when they started using Vim, like seriously, that's actually where they started coding seriously. If we want to find the turning point, that
No. No, I started using Vim in third year. I niko confused on the specific year, lakini najua in third year, but that's not when I started seriously coding. I just started using Vim. My laptop could not support VS Code. Ilikuwa ina hang, so I forced myself to learn Vim juu ilikuwa lightweight. Hakukuwa na anything fancy. It was very gruesome, and I used it for 2 years until I got a decent laptop, and right now I retain Vim, but nimerudi kwa VS Code. Yeah, sama Vim. Okay, unajua ukifanya anything with servers lazima utatumia Vim. It's plus uko na time. Sahi sina time ya kusoma vitu kama Vim. I don't have like 3 months to use up to learn it, but it's a solid editor unaweza itumia. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it from me, Alex. I think you can take over.
Oh yeah, thank you, Patrick, for that awesome session. Yeah, I know you have learned a lot, and unajua hapo ndo tuliachia during the dev fest, and I was so curious kujua like how does this thing go on. So that's why I decided to invite you today, at least tuendelee. You know, venye nilikuja dev fest, actually I wasn't so serious about these things. Yeah, but right now actually ndo hizi vitu zinaanza kunihit also. So yeah, thank you for that session. Thank you all for joining. And then Dennis, was it Dennis? Yeah, I think we can like nini, we can interact about hizi stuff za GDSC, because actually our club is also growing. It's also nini, a growing club. We started like you. Yeah, so I think maybe we can reach out
actually
and
for us it's way more dire. It's not just GDC. The entire tech sector
yeah.
in our university is in crumbles. The university, I'm sure, sahi the university will spend anything to make sure everyone is going through. You know when I sat with they call him DPO, data protection officer wetu wa KCA,
Yeah.
nilikaa na yeye chini, si ndio? Nikamwambia cheki, mnaweka fingerprints kwa gate, mimi sitaki